Hello and welcome to Ujima Exchange, a podcast by the Ujima Fellowship created in recognition of Black History Month. My name is Alain, and I am an Ujima alum from the very first cohort. Woohoo! This podcast is a space where we highlight collective work, leadership, and community building within Black communities. The name Ujima comes from the third principle of Kwanzaa, meaning collective work and responsibility. The idea is that we build and sustain our communities together. In today's episode, we're joined by Ribbon Rouge Foundation, a valued community partner, to talk about the work they do, their approach to advocacy and leadership, and what community care looks like in practice. Let's give a warm welcome to our guest. Can you introduce yourself and tell us about Ribbon Rouge and the work you do in the community?
Thank you, Alain, and thank you everyone who's listening. My name is Gbemi Adepeko. My friends call me FT, so feel free to do the same. I have the privilege of serving at Ribbon Rouge Foundation as the executive director. Ribbon Rouge Foundation is a Black-led community organization here in Edmonton, and we exist because health equity isn't optional. At Ribbon Rouge Foundation, we strive to achieve health equity for Africans, Caribbeans, and Blacks in Alberta, not just Edmonton. And we used an art-based approach. And so we are just at that sweet intersection between community, health, art, and health.
Yeah, it's a great foundation and very necessary one. So what inspired the creation of Ribbon Rouge?
Ribbon Rouge was born out of the recognition that art-based response to engaging with and supporting marginalized community members of the African, Caribbean, and Black communities was critical. And way back in 2006, that's 20 years ago now, the founder, Morenike Olaoshibikon, hosted the very first event on behalf of Ribbon Rouge. And it was an art show which was used to raise money for, charity and work in the HIV space. And that is how Ribbon Rouge was born. And she went on to collaborate with members of the community, leaders, professionals, and formed what was called the ACB Caucus, or the Black Caucus, which was what served as, the backbone of our work back then. And that's how Ribbon Rouge started. And since then, Ribbon Rouge has evolved to support, marginalized community members in the ACB community, but even much more than that, just engaging in advocacy and programs that spotlight and support the most vulnerable in our community.
So I think you've talked about who you serve, but you can get into that more specifically if you want. But what kind of impact primarily do you guys aim to have in the community?
Thank you. So we primarily serve the African, Caribbean, and Black people in Alberta. And of course, that involves those in Edmonton, Calgary, Lethbridge, just across the province generally. And the kind of impact we hope to achieve is a local impact, a provincial impact, and ultimately a national impact.
Yes.
Because our vision is to achieve health equity for the ACB community. And to do that, we have to look at the ACB community and the non-ACB community, looking at the factors that affect the health of those within our community and comparing them with those outside our community. So at the end of the day, our impact is going to be, just nationwide, because we're going to take those research findings, those community-based research findings, and we're going to take them to policymakers, leaders, and just, just go from there.
Make a bigger impact in the community. And I think you keep mentioning ACB. I think you can just clarify this, but I think it's African Caribbean. And
Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. ACBB is African Caribbean and Black.
yes. I think you don't want people to be a little
Oh,
confused.
no, it's just a
but
mouthful.
Yeah. No, it makes sense that you have that as an analogy. So Ujima means collective work and responsibility. How does this idea show up in Ribbon Rouge's work in the community?
Okay, like I mentioned, Ribbon Rouge Foundation is a grassroots organization, is a community-based organization.
Right.
And we believe in the power of community. We believe that together we can achieve so much more.
Right.
And that shows up in all our projects and our programs because we always want to collaborate.
Yep.
And we always seek to bring community members together across cultures. And not just even within the African, Caribbean, and Black space. We want to bring the wider community together to understand the lived experiences of the ACB people. And that is how that shows up in the work we do, because we don't believe that we are an island. We don't believe that we are where we are today by ourselves. We believe that we got here through the help and the support of well-meaning and, the wonderful and beautiful community members that we serve.
I think building those connections and having communities is just so critical for this type of work and, health in general. So that sounds awesome and exciting. I'm curious what a day-to-day in the organization looks like, and what kind of activities you do, and I guess in terms of advocacy specifically.
Okay, so day to day, it varies really because we are a dynamic organization.
Right.
And I mentioned that we work, at that intersection between health, community, art, and culture.
Right.
So we use a lot of art-based approach in our work. So day to day could mean attending meetings, amplifying other people's voices in those meetings. It could mean drafting proposals.
Right.
It could mean showing up at the community events to distribute safer sex supplies. It could, it's just so diverse. It could mean showing volunteering elsewhere. It could mean coming into the space to have this conversation like we're doing.
Right.
And it could mean, being on social media, getting the word out, creating awareness in whatever space you find yourself. It could mean attending events just to, advocate for people whose voices may otherwise not be heard. It could mean attending a paint and sip.
Yeah.
So
seems like so much dynamism going on, and a lot of just, and I think that's important, right? The flexibility so that you can, reach as many people and get as much work done. And sounds lovely and important. What is your leadership approach, and how does leadership work, especially when you're working closely with community leaders? How does that look like?
Our leadership approach is more of a bottom-up leadership and a servant leadership.
Right.
Because we're a community-based organization.
Right.
The people we serve are already experiencing so many inequities, particularly in their health.
Yep.
And they're already, faced with so many barriers. So leadership from our own lens has to be something that would embrace them, something that does not stigmatize, something that welcomes them and lets them know that they are heard.
Yes.
And that there is space for them, there is room for them.
Yes.
In whatever we're doing. So that's what leadership means. Leadership is, holding their hands, being there for their events.
Yeah. Empowering them.
Empowering them.
Yeah.
So that's what leadership means for us.
I love that shared power is a lot of that, like sharing it with the community and trusting them and having them give it back. So it's a dynamic relationship rather than, I think, in other situationships where it's just like, it's like a little bit extractive, right? And you don't want that. And I think it's a bit healthier for communities to have that kind of relationship with their community advocacy groups. Could you share an example where, working together in a community, together as a community led to a positive outcome? A really specific example you can think of that, maybe might encompass your work in some way?
So what readily comes to mind is the annual flagship event that Ribbon Rouge Foundation has, which is called the Jabulani Festival. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's an arts-based festival that happens the first week in May. And we're having the third one this year, third year running. Woo!
Amazing.
So at that festival, we bring together people from different walks of life to sit in and listen to different experiences of the ACB community.
Right.
But these experiences are not, they're not your regular, there's a workshop, this is a projector, these are the things, this is a Venn diagram or something like that. No. So what we do is we translate these experiences into different forms of art. So we have visual art exhibitions, we have interactive theater, we have poetry, we have dance.
Wow. Yes.
And so people just come and they sit in and they're like, oh my goodness, I never saw this in this light. Oh, I never knew that these are the complexities that the members of the ACB community, who are particularly those maybe who are immigrants or who are members of the 2S LGBTQIA plus community are facing, so that's, and with that festival, Ribbon Rouge is able to actually reach a large number of people, say over 1,000 over the 4-day festival.
Wow.
And we actually have so many people, filling out surveys and giving us feedback like, we want this to continue. We wish,
really
this would be something really annual. We wish we would have more of this. So I believe that's a good example.
No, that's a great example. And that sounds like a really just like, I think it's just art is very critical to that and communicate a lot. And, sometimes it's difficult to communicate, but I think things like poetry and, even visual arts can do that in a way that, resonates with people and can hold emotions, can hold feelings, can hold a lot of the past and can be healing. So lovely to hear that, and lovely to hear about like the 1,000 people. I think that's just excellent.
Thank you.
Move on to the next question, which is about, community work. It can be challenging, but also very rewarding at the same time. How do you support mental health and well-being within your team and programs? Because that's, an imperative of the program.
So within our team, like you said, the work we do is rewarding, but also very challenging. And so within our team, we let team members know that it's okay to take a break.
Right.
It's okay to prioritize you. And that could be taking, a day, a wellness day, for example, just to get yourself more grounded. It could mean working in a more flexible environment, just so that you can prioritize your mental health. So it's something that it's a priority for us at Ribbon Rouge Foundation. And for the communities we serve, of course, we cannot, when we talk about the concept of health, it's a very, very big thing because it encompasses different components, different aspects of your life. Mental health, your physical health. It's not just one area, right?
Yes.
So
definitely.
We like to inform people about that. Prioritize your mental health wellness, which will affect other areas of your life, definitely.
Right.
So
dynamic.
So there's always that intersection between different areas and different aspects of health. And we always let people know that. And we've even had, different projects in the past that focused on mental health. We've collaborated with Northwest College on ACB mental health workshops.
Amazing.
Across Alberta, not just in Edmonton. So we have that collaboration ongoing with Northwest College. We've also had the mental health equity project in the past. So, and that speaks to the fact that we prioritize mental health wellness.
I think it's good to know that is also embodied within the staff as well, because that's like an important philosophy. The philosophy just runs through the whole organization, which is like important and critical. Why do you think it's important to include mental health in conversations about leadership and advocacy, especially in Black communities?
I think I answered that
partially
before, but what I will add to that is that
what are the challenges?
You need to be your full self. You need to be your whole self to be able to show up in certain spaces the way you should.
Yep.
So if, for example, if I have a mental health challenge, or I am not well rested, I have been sleep deprived, as many adults would be, these
pretty
days,
stressful
right?
out there.
Life is, adulthood is stressful. Life is stressful these days.
Yes.
And then I have to show up at work and be my best self, or be, 100% productive. It's hard.
It might not happen exactly.
So I may not give that 100% that my employer deserves, or that the community member I'm supposed to be supporting deserves, right? Because I have other stuff yet to be unpacked going on in my own life. Right?
We're complex beings, right? So
So it's very important that we prioritize our mental health wellness, and we're able to show up
fully
and consistently.
What are you most proud of in your work, in the work that you're doing specifically right now as a foundation?
What are we most proud of at Ribbon Rouge Foundation?
A lot of things, hopefully.
Well, so many things, I would say. But one big thing for us is the fact that we are able to center and amplify the voices of marginalized African, Caribbean, and Black community members in Alberta. And do it using a unique and innovative art-based approach.
Yes.
I would say that is something that we are very, very proud of.
Something to be very proud of, and I think something unique and central, and feeling a specific kind of need in the community.
Exactly.
How can community members support or get involved with Ribbon Rouge?
Yes. There are so many ways to support and get involved. First, follow us on social media. Let's start from there. Many people have phones, so follow us on social media. That's the first step.
Could you elaborate which
Instagram,
Yes.
and Facebook. Search for Ribbon Rouge.
Perfect.
You'll find us there.
Perfect.
LinkedIn, follow us as well. Ribbon Rouge Foundation. You'll find us there. And then other ways to support and get involved would be to attend our events, spread the word, help us in creating awareness. You can donate as well. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're always open to donations. And another way that you can get involved is to help us welcome those around you, because the stigma against HIV and sexually transmitted and bloodborne infections is real.
Yes.
And it still exists.
Yep.
So another way to support the work we do is to spread the word and try to get the right knowledge yourself.
Yeah.
So that you can spread the right kind of information. We have events coming up. Attend our events. We have an event coming up on February 7th, the ACB HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. It will be a good day for you to get informed, to get more informed. Or
maybe informed in general.
Yeah. Either way works. On HIV and AIDS, especially within the ACB space, right?
Yes.
We have that event coming up. We also have our annual flagship event coming up. That's the Jabalani Festival this year, the third edition. We have that coming up on April 30 to May 3rd at Roxy Theatre. That would be another opportunity for you to get involved and to support the work we do.
Mhm.
And if you see any of us in your neighborhood, please be sure to say hello and introduce yourself and
Yeah.
ask us for ways to volunteer. And yeah.
It's really nice having you here and hearing all about the Ribbon Rouge Foundation and the important work that they're doing. And yeah, I'm really sort of inspired to get engaged and, and learn more and be educated and all of this. And I hope everyone else is as well. So
I hope so too.
thank you for listening. And that's it for me.
All right. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.